This is Jonathan Agoff here for Pro Boxing Fans. We're here in London. Lovely view over London there, and he's in my neck of the woods. Johnny Nelson, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, thank you. I think I need a translator down here, so it's not a bad actually. Nice and fresh, nice view of London. I've not been managed to get down too often, obviously, for obvious reasons of late, but it's just nice to be down.
So doing a bit of filming yesterday for Sky, a few big announcements, Chisora Usyk. Excited about that fight first of all?
Yeah, without a doubt. Fortunately, I was in the gym with David and Derek, and Derek looks in brilliant condition, he really does. And he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. David himself said this guy's supposed to be there apparently. So this is his acid test, and it's a real acid test because Derek's a fully fledged heavyweight. He can bang. He's always campaigned at heavyweight. So for Usyk, if he's going to make that transition from cruiserweight to heavyweight, this will just be that test. So we've seen it before. We've seen it with Holyfield. We've seen it with Michael Moore. We've seen fighters make that transition, and they've probably been underwhelming that transition, but they still managed to get the win and go on to better and bigger things. For Usyk, this is a good test for him, a fully fledged heavyweight test.
So you've been making a few headlines over the last few days.
I have been making the headlines. Tyson Fury's been making the headlines. You probably just poked the wrong dog. That's all.
I mean, where did this sort of stem from? Because he called you out in that video that you did with Behind the Gloves. Where did this whole thing sort of start from your end?
I actually like Tyson Fury,
yeah.
and he's actually, I don't take it serious, man, but I listen, as a fighter, what happens is we take things, if somebody thinks you're going to win or lose, you take it personal. And I actually like Tyson Fury, I rate Tyson Fury, and I get him, I understand him. So when Tyson came out with the comment, I kind of chuckled to myself, and it was a bit of jest, a bit of banter, but a bit of a dig as well to basically say, because basically we were asked who we thought would win, and it's a tough call between he and Anthony Joshua, and so I broke it down my way, and I looked at what attributes both fighters have. And I will always shout up and always say Tyson Fury is technically the best out there. And to me, it's a great compliment. It's a compliment that I love. And technically, as an all-rounder, and a guy that can fight as well, would I say he's the best fighter? No. Would I say he's the best boxer? Yes. So people need to understand the difference. So that might have rattled him, or something he's thinking, if someone doesn't agree with the opinion, don't get upset. Prove them wrong. That's my point there. It could be stuff like he's actually said himself. The fact that he said, if he had to fight Dillian Whyte, I have a funny feeling he'd probably Dillian Whyte would fight for the vacant WBC title. It won't be Tyson Fury. He'll probably give it up. True or false? It's true because he kind of said it himself. Talking about fighting Anthony Joshua and giving up the belt. So he's kind of said it himself. So again, call what he's actually said. Or I'm trying to think what else could it be. It's probably things like that. So basically, I've said stuff that people are probably uncomfortable to say in front of him because he can be a knowledge bully. Tyson Fury is a very clever guy. Honestly, don't underestimate this kid. He knows boxing inside out. And if you or somebody else are interviewing him, if you don't know your boxing, he'll twist you up, make you look stupid if you wanted to. And he'll probably slip in a little digging as well. And so I think a lot of people are fearful of actually saying what they think, even if it's wrong or right, in front of him. I don't understand why that would be, and I think I'd respect someone more if they said to me, to my face, what they thought, instead of saying it behind my back. There's nothing wrong with it at all. So when he said it, I just chuckled. I thought, ooh, don't start me, man, because I have verbal back. I'm far too old to get into a tussle with this, so I've got that behind me. It just made me smile. It did make me smile. I thought, oh, Tyson, come on. Sort yourself out with Anthony Joshua first, and let's have a conversation afterwards. Then you can say, I told you so. You don't know shit, Nelson. Good. I like that. Yeah, at the moment, we've got two Brits at the top of the pile. I like that. Unfortunately, you've got to choose one or the other. I went for the one that he didn't want me to go for. I understand the frustrations, but even if you speak to Anthony Joshua, he'll have his frustrations. I understand both sides. I understand the sweet science, and I understand if Anthony Joshua hasn't got it together, the sweet science will prevail. And I get that. I think Tyson Fury the cream has risen to the top. There's no blueprint for beating Tyson Fury, so he's got every reason to shout and scream and say, "Hold on a minute, why are you saying he can beat me?" But that's the game, and I'm quite sure when he gets older, he becomes my age, he'll look back and think, "I had a good time. That was a good ride." He's part of the game.
Do you think you will reach out to him before the fight, or he'll reach out to you?
Nah, what for? What for? It's just to me, it's a nothing. It's I think I turned into a bit of a child. I went tough titty just because you don't. So what if you don't agree what I'm saying? That's how it is. It's just no big deal, I think. But then again, at the whole interview, when he was asked about Eddie Hearn, I think maybe it burnt him a bit because, and as he said, he respects my opinion, and so me saying that probably hurt him. I get that. I understand that. And I only say what I see. And if I'm wrong, I've done the maths wrong. But I only say what I say. I know I game inside out, and there's not many that can test me on it. If you want to quote me on past history, who fought who in round 7 in 1962 in Madison Square, you probably do because you're a clever kid. But if you want to try and tell me about what happens inside the ring when the bell goes, then you'll be challenged heavily. Because I know every aspect of our sport, and so I never claim to be anything but that. And Tyson Fury, I think he understands that. I'm from a great school with Brennan Ingle, and so I have a lot of knowledge that I know can't be tested. It might make me do the maths wrong now and again, but you can't test me on my inside the ring knowledge.
I mean, you guys go back a long time. It's not like you don't know each other. I believe you sparred. What do you remember from sort of knowing Tyson?
Listen, don't get it wrong. We aren't friends. I don't phone him. He don't phone me. We aren't friends. I respect him as a fighter. He's seen me on the circuit like I've seen him on the circuit. Hopefully there's that mutual respect there. It's not. Yes, I'm very aware of him from the past. Yes, we sparred once at the back end of my career, at the beginning of his career, when he came into the gym with his dad. He actually forgot that, and I was hosting an event once, and he said, "Now you're lying, that never happened." His dad said, "Actually, it did, son," and I had to remind him of it. But he was young, and he was fearless. He's always been fearless, and that's one thing I will give you. And because usually when a young fighter gets in with somebody that's experienced, a champion, a veteran, that's still got a little bit, they've got a bit of second guessing, thinking, "How shall I do this?" And he was gung ho, and maybe his father and he were getting frustrated because he's probably thinking, "You're the same age as my dad, and I can't touch you," and it's hard work, and so I get that. I get all of that. But apart from that, on the circuit, I see him around. It's respect as it's due. It's just that no one will tell me to say what they think, and I keep getting this. And it actually makes me laugh now, saying you're a company man. You only say what that Sky or Matchroom wants you to say. And I'm thinking, wow, and it makes me chuckle because people can be no far from the truth, far further from the truth. It makes me chuckle. It doesn't bother me, and I don't mind getting it wrong now and again. Most of the time, I get it right. And out of all this scenario with Tyson, what have I got wrong? The only thing we haven't got the answer to is who's in between him and Anthony Joshua, and we won't find that out until after they've boxed.